All right, we are live. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Ram Report for a Ruby Tuesday, March 23rd. Hopefully, everybody had themselves a great start to their day and had a great night last night. And my name is Ron Raymond, four-time sports handicapping champion. Been doing this sports handicapping gig since 1996. First started off with my first website called phoenixsports.com, the PST. In 2009, wrote a book called Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets, and I'm also the founder of the World Series of Handicapping, and that's Ron Raymond in a nutshell. How you doing, Ramblers and Gamblers? Hopefully you're having a good start to your day. Hopefully the gambling gods were good to you guys last night. I see Rashad is in the house in the bullpen. You got Isaiah. Morning, Cheeks. Hey, are you in line at Walmart today, Cheeks, or are you sitting down at the monitor today? Hey, Lee Lewis is in the house. Good morning, Lee. Underdog Sniper's in the house. Hey, ABC always be closing, right, Sniper? Good morning, closers. That's one of our things at Streakcatcher, right? Coffee time. Coffee's for closers, and that's one of our mottos there at the Streakcatcher. And Andreas from Germany is in the house. How you doing, Andreas? Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And there's G&G, Golf and Gamblers. He's probably contacting us today from his. I don't think there'll be a fish shack today, right? The water's probably too. The ice is probably too thin today to be on the ice there in North Bay today. But how you doing, G&G? Good morning, Ronald. He says. You know, when people start off the day saying Ronald, I feel like it's family time, right? Lee Lewis, Spurs killed my 4-teamer. Hey, nothing starting off today, Lee, with a nice little, Spurs killed my 4-teamer type thing, right? NBA, and I'll get to that today, guys, in the NBA. NBA is getting really tough these days. We're going to have to really roll up our sleeves and get to work in the NBA. Let me see, Rashad, Isaiah, glad I passed on the Bulls. Hadn't hit a nice parlay in the NHL. Yeah, you know what? NBA last night, I went 1-2. My only winner was the Milwaukee Bucks. That was, never in doubt. And then 2-0 in NHL. Sometimes when you're in the investing business, as much as I like to say the sports betting industry, let's be honest, we're all sports investors, right? So this is an investment industry, and sometimes you got to go where your bread is buttered. And right now, my bread is being buttered on the NHL. And what about that system, guys? What about the NHL system? Another winner last night in the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, the only thing with this system is you're going to have to probably have a little bit of a tall glass of milk to go with some of the chalk you're going to down. But I think if you're playing this nice system, you are now 67-28 on the year. 70% the NHL system. Carolina, another winner last night. All right, Rounders and Gamblers, almost forgot the name of the show. The show is the Ram Report, and you guys are the Ramblers and Gamblers, and you are posting in the bullpen. That's what we call our chat room. And speaking of bullpen, man, another week, the pitchers and opening day for baseball. I was going to say pitchers and, batters, pitchers and, pitchers and catchers reporting, but they've been reporting for over a month there. So now we're on to bigger and better things next week with opening day in Major League Baseball. Looking forward to that. And let's take a look at the show topic today. And you know what? Every day I'm going to, as you know, I'm a football coach, and I always started the week. Maybe I don't know if I'll do the week or daily, but I'll let you guys chime in what you think. I think every day should have a topic, right? We should be focused, right? As you guys tell me all the time, focus, Ron, focus. And I think every time we have a show, we need to have some type of topic of the day to keep us focused on the goal. And today I chose the power of the network. I think the power of this group, and had a good chat with Sniper last night to had a phone call, and we chatted about half hour, and the power of the network of the group. And I think since we've started the Ram Report and the bullpen, and I think getting information and networking with the power of the network, I think we've helped a lot of people either, or we could have buried a few too, I don't know, depending on which day we did, right? But I think the power of the network has been really good, and hopefully we've been talking you in or out of a play, or when in doubt, you get out, right? and hopefully we'll help you today. So I think the power of the network will be the topic of the day, the theme of the day, and I'm going to talk about some of the power tools we have in the network and how us collectively, I always say, right, all of us is stronger than one of us, and I think we could do a lot of damage to the sports book when we have a collective mindset going. All right, we're going to do a little daily rewind, talk about the premium picks last night. In fact, premium picks went 2-0 last night in NHL, 1-2 in the NBA. The NHL computer picks that we give out here each and every day, 8-1 last night. The NHL computer picks forecast, 66% last 100 releases, 8-1, and this is what I mean, right? Sometimes you got to go where your bread and butter is. Right now, my bread is being buttered in the NHL. 5-3-1 to the overs if you played the totals of our forecast. NBA, a little bit of a different story. 3-4 straight up, 5-2-1 to the over. So in the NBA computer picks, the totals had a good night, but NHL is hopefully has done everybody some good, and hopefully you guys are having yourself a good start to your Ruby Tuesday. I love Ruby Tuesday. I don't know. I just like saying the word Ruby Tuesday, right? Also, we're going to talk about horse racing. I looked at the selections yesterday. In fact, one of the horses that I gave out yesterday in the Joker's selection, I think it was either the 8th or 7th race yesterday at Turf Paradise. Morning line was 20-1, and it came in second in one spot. So if you play those Jokers wild, yeah, you will make a little bit of I wouldn't say a king's ransom, but you will hit on some of those Joker selections. We're going to talk about the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. I look at the sports betting industry like the stock market. You got to know what's going up, what's going down. Where's the Bulls? Where's the Bears? And which team to avoid in the NHL, NBA, and then next week, the Major League Baseball. Miscellaneous stats today. Once a week, one thing I've done with this show is I toyed around with some of the format. Always looking for the caramel secret, right? Always looking for the caramel secret when you do these shows. So this way I don't bore you on too much on one subject. I like to throw in different wrinkles. And so every day I'm going to always try to keep this show alive and throw in something different. Today we're going to look real quickly at the 80% club stats. Hey, Gronk, he's going to throw him out of the end zone, throw him out of the club. So we're going to go to the 80% club. We're going to look at the top teams on days rest. It's always good to go back once a week to see which team in NHL, NBA are the best teams to follow on days rest. And then we'll take a quick glance of the teams straight up and ATS standings. This way, I always say, keep your finger on the pulse, know what's going on in the industry. This way, when something happens, it doesn't blindside you, right? You got to keep those blinkers on and keep motoring on. And then we're going to handicap the NBA, NHL, and then last call for, well, there's no alcohol, but there'll be a last call for picks and for the Ramblers and Gamblers. So that's the show here today on a Ruby Tuesday, March 23rd. Again, folks, welcome. My name is Ron Raymond, sports handicapper of broadcasting live to you right from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. That's right, Crazy Canuck up in Ottawa. And if you're not familiar where Ottawa is, it's the nation's capital of Canada. We're between Montreal and Toronto. So I'm living the dream here in the middle of Montreal and Toronto, and that's where family is too. I got some family in Toronto, but let us know. Hey, a little slap shot reference. Hey, let us know you're there, and let us know you're there in the bullpen, and a roll call. Every day we do a roll call. Let us know you're there. Say hi. Good evening, good afternoon, and good night. And as you can see, we got a great network of Ramblers and Gamblers, and they're here each and every day talking about what's making them money. And again, Cash Out Monday, right? You got to be able to cash out, and that's what we want to focus on. The power of the network today is if we don't talk about it, and you don't realize why you're gambling. If you're just betting because it's something to do, well, hopefully you're winning. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together to win money, and hopefully we could get the job done. Beautiful day in Ottawa today, absolutely beautiful day. Supposed to reach 19, and Rusty will be going for his daily walk this afternoon. Rusty loves his walks, and so does Mrs. Raymond. And when we, like I always say, Rusty, we don't walk Rusty. Rusty walks us. So that's what part of my afternoon is. Me and Nat, we go for a walk with the dog. All right, Martin, how you doing, Martin Jr.? Nwasu Jr. Hopefully he gives us a big thumbs up, and appreciate that. There's Plays and Parlays from Boston. Hey, you know what? It's always good to know where you guys are from. So a little bit of a roll call here. Just let us know where you're from. So Rashad, just say, Rashad, what's up? I'm from, Chicago or whatever. I always like to know where you guys are from. This way, this way when I'm ribbing you, I can rib something from your city, right? John X, sorry I'm late. You're not late, John. You're just you're early. Hey, you're always better late than never, though. There's Sam Plasta. Sam is from Switzerland. You know what, Sam? I listen to Rouge FM almost every day. La vie est belle quand c'est rouge. Rouge FM. Hey, je parle français beaucoup et puis j'écoute la radio de Switzerland des fois avec Rouge FM et puis c'est vraiment une belle station de radio que vous avez à Switzerland. So there's a little bit of my French today. As you know, I'm bilingual, and I would love to learn another language, so I can say I'm trilingual, but maybe Spanish or Portugal, or Portuguese. But so I wonder if Sam listens to Rouge FM. It's a great station, actually. It's a good station. So Rashad says he's being greedy. I don't know what that's all about. Let me see here. Andreas, Nick's my favorite play. There's Eddie Armstrong. Hey, we need more Eddies in the bullpen, right? We don't have enough Eddies in here. Morning, Eddie. 4 hours down the road from Ottawa is a wicked nice today in North Bay. Right on. Eddie is from Chicago. Right on, Eddie. I love the Chicago Blackhawks. I think Chicago is a great team to watch. Snipers from Winnipeg. We know where Isaiah's from, Minnesota. Miss Denica is from Toronto. Hello, Miss Denica from Toronto. The Big Smoke, T.O. Louis Lewis is from Dallas. We got Isaiah. Ralph, good morning from Texas. Hey, good morning, Ralph. Yeah, Texas in the house. Dave from Virginia. Dave 703. Welcome to the show, Dave. Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate you. You know what? Appreciate you coming into the bullpen and letting you know where you're from. Martin is from Detroit. Right on, Martin. The Big D. Detroit basketball. Hey, when you listen to the Pistons game, you're early for tomorrow's show. Positive thinking. Yep, positive thinking, right? Eddie, there's Ed. We love the Drake here. There's Ed Drake. He, a.k.a. Musco at hockeypicks.com. Eddie, folks, if you don't know Eddie, Ed Drake, this guy's a legend at hockeypicks.com. Hey, Eddie, did you get that 60th cup yet? Every time you go 4-0 or better, you get a little mini Stanley Cup. Think about this. Eddie's got 60 Stanley Cups at hockeypicks.com. So, hey, welcome aboard, Eddie. Thanks for chiming in. John is from Ottawa. Nice. Another Ottawan in the house. That's awesome, John. And French is my native language. Lee Lewis, French is his native language. Oh, right on. I'm making too many plays, Ron. Hey, less is more, right? Less is more. Like last night, I just had 2 NHL plays and I played 3 in the NBA. Wish I just played 1, but hey, less is more. I like the Stars as an upset, and yes, Eddie says he does have 60 Stanley Cups. All right, there's the topic of the day, the Power Network, the Daily Rewind, and let's go to the free horse racing pick of the day. Now today, we're going to go to a little track up in Louisiana. Up in Louisiana, New Orleans. In fact, I'm watching on, was it Netflix or, I don't know if it's Crave, something a little secret. I think it's on Prime. I'm watching that with my godson who's here from Toronto. He's been staying with us. He's supposed to go to Ottawa U, but he's been staying with us all year. So watch that show, the little My Dirty Little Secrets or My Little Secret. Anyways, it's broadcast in New Orleans, so that's what made me think of that. And so hey, sometimes when you're not watching sports, you gotta have some downtime and watch some of your shows, right? Hey, you know what? It'd be interesting to see what you guys have been watching lately. If you're not watching sports, what's a good series to? I find that sometimes I'm always like switching around and seeing what's a good show to watch. I think I've watched them all, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. If there's any good series out there, put it in the bullpen, and I'd love to look at that. Ed. Habs number 4, Jean Beliveau is the legend. 17 real cups. Yeah, you know what? If you grew up in the 70s, like I'm born in '68 and grew up in the '70s watching Ottawa. those Montreal Canadiens of the 70 teams, they left a scar on you, right? So Eddie looks like he's an older gentleman, and you can see he's got the CH tattooed on his heart. All right, so let's take a look here in race number 1 today at Louisiana Downs. It's a $7,300 maiden race, and 1 p.m. post time today at the Louisiana Downs. It's going to be a sprint. It's 250 yards on the dirt, and we're going to go with a big long shot in race number 1. And wow, 15-1, number 5 horse, Just a Sweet Dreams, with Guillen Chacon taking a ride here on Just a Sweet Dream. 15-1 morning line on the 5 horse at Louisiana Downs, race number 1. We're going to follow that up with Scorch's Soldier, number 4 horse, 2-1 morning line. Alvarez taking the ride here on the number 4 horse, and we're going to close that trifecta ticket, hopefully with a winner. The number 2 horse, Little Mighty Dash, Art Hernandez Jr. taking a ride here on Little Mighty Dash. 542 is your recommendation in race number 1 today at Louisiana Downs. And if you're going to play the Joker's Wild, it's somewhat of a long shot at 5-1. Number 7, Tap Is Money. Tap Is Money with Garcia taking a ride on Tap Is Money. Now, if you're going to play any of these selections today at Louisiana Downs in the first race, I would recommend 5-4, 4-2, 2-7. Don't forget to box it. And if you're going to play a trifecta, let's go 5-4-2, 7-4-2 trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses, because if any of those horses come in any order, you will cash a ticket. And if you're going to play the Joker's Wild, I always recommend you double dutch. And double dutch means you say you got a $10 budget, you put 5 to win, 5 to place on the number 7 horse, Tap His Money, and hopefully if he comes in second, you can make some of that money back on your ticket. All right, that was your free horse racing tip today. And don't forget, folks, you can get the free Louisiana Downs tip sheet just by going to our website. Go to ATS Tools. ATS Tools. There's a new website I just created. ATSTools.com. ATSStats.com. Go to Tools. Go to the horses. Go to free tip sheet. And then you can print this out and get the free tip sheet today for Louisiana Downs. Also, if you're new to horse racing and you're not sure how to bet on horses, if you go to horses, go to How to Bet on Horses. I got a 13-minute video and a bit of an article down here to show you how to bet the horses. And my favorite way to bet is called double dutching. I always bet the 1 horse to win into place. So this way, if you get a nice long shot, he comes in second. Sometimes the second will pay more than the favorite, right? So that's what I recommend today. All right, let's go to the SBI and see what the market is telling us. And folks, again, if you are new to the Rain Report, I look at the sports betting industry. I always say, take off your sports betting hat or your sports fan hat, put on your investor's hat, because if you are investing in sports betting, you hopefully you're making money. If not, you should be re-examining how you're approaching your handicapping. And got a nice compliment last week on somebody wrote in the forum, say that we changed a bit of his perspective on how he looks at sports betting. And that makes me feel good, because I've been in those shoes many times. 5 years ago when I went and I realized parity was just is the name of the game now. Parity in sports, salary caps, when anybody can win on any given Sunday, any given day, then the goalposts have changed, right? The goalposts have changed. So this way, the way you approach sports betting is understand the markets, understand what you're betting into, and that's what we do in this segment called the Sports Betting Index, the SBI, and we think like a bookmaker, like my good friend Ross Benjamin would say, and we put our sports fan or our bettor's hat down, we put our bookmaker's hat on, and let's see what the bookmakers are seeing today for March 23rd on a Ruby Tuesday. All right, on the 7-day average, the favorites in the NBA are winning at a 62.9% winning percentage straight up, 37.3% for the underdogs. And if you look at last night, 5-3 for the favorites, and look at this, 5-3 covering the spread. I say it, I'm going to sound like a broken record to the Ramblers and Gamblers in the bullpen, but if you could pick the winner straight up, there's a 75% chance you can cover that spread as well with the point spread. And looking at last night, we are now on a 3-day run on favorites. 5-3 yesterday, 6-4, and then 4-1 on the 3-day average. So that's why on the 3-day average, you're seeing 67.7. And looking at the over-unders, let me see here, another winning night for the unders. In fact, the overs have not had a winning day since March 16th, where it was only 4-3 to the overs. But again, 4-3 to the under last night. If you look at the right here, the red, it says a bear market. We are now in a bear market for overs. 40.4% of the overs have come in the last 7 days. Folks, that means start looking at the overs, because what goes up must come down. And the favorites now on a 7-day average hitting close to 60%. And, eventually there will be a reversal betting overs in the NBA. All right, we are in a neutral market on the point spread, so the bookmakers are doing a nice job balancing the books. And it's been tough. Hey, you know what? It's been tough betting the NBA lately, right? NHL, I find more success. And good news, where's Plays and Parlays? I got a nice surprise for you today. The programmer did the adjustments, and we will have on the Raymond report, when a team is bearish, bullish, and neutral, we'll have the number of days those teams have been bearish. Can't wait to show you guys that. And again, this is the power of the network, right? The power of the network. When people, like-minded people think together and then you buy into the system. Having Plays and Parlays make a recommendation, and it's such a great recommendation, because now I was looking at it this morning and it just changed my whole mindset, and I'll get to that after. It's really, really good. NHL, all right, NHL. Looking at the NHL last night. Hey, I'm almost tired of putting a glass of milk here. I think I'm just going to put a cow in the room here. Hey, just put a cow and drink the milk from the cow, because we're eating so much chalk, drinking so much chalk lately in the NHL. 8-1 for the favorites last night, with 3-1 the night before. But if you do the 3-day average, look at this. 66% of the favorites have come in the NHL. In fact, look at that. 20 and 6. 20 and 6 for the favorites the last 3 days. And looking at the point spread for the over-under, the over-under, not the point spread, 6-3 to the under. And on these 7-day average, 43% of the overs have come in on the 7-day average. So, folks, it's a neutral market right now betting totals in the NHL, but 60-4 betting the favorites. And if you're betting the NHL system that we've recommended here the last couple of weeks, so the NHL system is this. If you bet on favorites in the NHL coming off a 1-goal loss, you're 67-28 on the year for 70%. All right, let's say hi to the rounders and gamblers that just piled in there in the bullpen. I see that the real deal is now in the house. I need your best bet tonight. I'm down $1,500 the last 4 days. Wow, that sounds like somebody who's been betting March Madness. Am I right, real deal? Have you been betting March Madness? And, hopefully you've been watching the show, because we've been saying March Madness, it's one big gimmick. It is. Trust me. I've been long enough knowing that, especially the first week. Like, I know the favorites in the second round have done well, but, man, I'm sorry to hear that you're down $1,500. But, the one thing you want to do, though, real deal, is start chasing, right? Don't start doubling up your bets, and don't start chasing. Just, when the chips are down, you just got to chip away one day at a time. Follow the show, and we'll hopefully lead you to back to recovery. All right, there's Rui. Rui, how you doing, buddy? And here we go, another learning day. Hopefully, man, I'm down way more. Uh-oh. Well, what you guys sounds like March is making me mad. Yeah, March Madness is real. It's been madness. Yeah, exactly, right, guys? And I say it all the time. And, hey, real deal. Again, I'm not going to harp on you here, but anytime we have a situation like this, there's a learning lessons to be learned here, right? And you shouldn't, and I said it right at the beginning. If you recall last Friday, I said I'm not a college basketball guy, and I don't bet on things that I'm not a pro at, right? Or that I don't follow. And, I'm not trying to be like, the guy picking on you here or being an idiot. But it's just that I find you got to bet on what you know about, right? Warren Buffett, if you listen to Warren Buffett talk, he always says he invests on things he knows about, right? He doesn't know nothing about Bitcoin, so he says that's why he doesn't invest in Bitcoin. And the thing is the same thing in sports betting, right? If, like this year, with the March Madness or college basketball, normally I'll dabble a bit into it, but the way the COVID has been, it's just been so crazy in college sports, football, basketball. You just don't know who's who in the zoo. You just don't know who's who in the zoo, and that's why this year I really tapered off the way I bet college basketball, and I probably bet one day of college basketball. It was that Friday. I might have dabbled one other play on a Saturday, but other than that, it's either NBA, NHL, and I stick to things that make me money. And right now, and let's all be realistic here, right? We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses, and you guys should know your strengths and weaknesses as well, right? If your strength is NBA, hammer it. If you're on a good run, hammer that run, right? If you're not having a good run, scale back. Scale back. One thing that me and Ross used to talk about on the show, and he doesn't agree with it, but philosophies are different. If you're having a good run, just don't change a thing. If you're having some bad luck, scale back. Less is more, right? So if you're averaging 3 to 4 plays a day betting on, say, NBA, and you're not having a good run, scale back to maybe one play. And it's important for me. It's important that when I give out my picks to the members, in fact, if you go to my selections and if you go to picks Ron Raymond, I give out my premium picks each and every day. And in my premium picks, you can see I have the I'll tell you how much I put, like the units, right? So last night Milwaukee was my top play. So I'll put a $500, and that's like a 5-unit play. So that's my top play. Toronto over, it was my middle play. It lost, and then I had Memphis. I had the under. I used that system. Remember the system we had yesterday? Well, that system didn't even pan out. Never showed up. It was finished 250, right? But I didn't have a strong. I liked the play. I love the system, but I only put $100 on it, right? So that was only a 1-unit play. The Raptors was 3-unit. So on the day, because my strongest play won, I cashed out maybe what? So here's 440. So I made 0.60 units last night, which is it's okay. And then the NHL last night, my strongest play, Carolina -3. I thought it was a -5. I thought I put 5. Anyway, I'll have to check that. And then Winnipeg 100, right? And Tampa Bay the night before. So that's how I grade my selections. And when I do my selections, and going back to the real deal here, if the way things are going, if you're not having success, scale back, rate your units, 1 unit, 3 units of 1 unit, and in money management. I can't stress enough talking about money management when it comes to sports betting. I feel that we should do a whole show based on money management. And anyways, I'll get to that later on. Stick to the program, Ron. Stick to the program. Let's go to the Bears and Bulls report, and let's take a look at the bullish teams right now in the NBA. Now, these are teams. When I'm looking at the Bulls report, I'm looking for B or C type teams. A type teams, I expect them to be bullish, and you hear me say this all the time, right? And if you are new to the show, the Rain Report. I look at teams this way. If a team has a winning percentage of 60% or higher, I qualify them as an A-type team, an alpha-type team, right? If they're between 50 and 50.9%, they're a B-type team, so middle of the pack. And if they're a C-type team, and you know my rule, right? I don't trust C-type teams. Calgary Flames, my free pick last night, new goalie, Ottawa, and you can't even beat a backup goalie. So that's why I don't trust C-type teams when it comes to the Rain Report. And then when I look at the Bears teams right here, every team here is bearish, and they should be bearish, right? Houston and Toronto, and Houston finally snapped that 20-game losing streak last night. They won the Misery Bowl. That's what I labeled last night's game. If last night's game between the Houston Rockets and the Toronto Raptors was a college football bowl game, I labeled it the Misery Bowl because both teams are miserable right now. Hey, misery loves company, and now Toronto's on a 9-game losing streak, and Houston's breaking out the champagne, snapping out that 20-game losing streak. And then we have our neutral teams that are yellow. These are teams that are neutral, and it's all about market psychology on how the betting public is perceiving these teams, perception versus reality, and that's why these teams are in yellow. All right, let's take a look at the NHL, and while I do that, let's take a look at some of the comments in here. And I see some new guys here chiming in. There's Roger Tiwari. Haven't seen Roger in a while. I think Roger was here last week. Real Deal. Hey, you're welcome, Real Deal. And thanks for, Thanks for chiming in and posting today. I know it sucks and it's easy, me sitting here and trying to lecture you on how to, on a crappy situation on a bad couple of days. But again, if you follow the show, hopefully we can help you out the next couple of days and just chop away one day at a time. One day at a time. Look at it one day at a time, and hopefully you can recover some of that money back, and we pounce the books. Right? Our job is to pounce the books. All right. I like the Suns and Pelicans, says Roger, and he took Houston to cover. Nice win right there. Let me see here. Real deal. He's right on. Real deal. Hey, you know what? He's got a happy face on with a tear. So that's hey. The sun came out this morning. We all have a pulse, and there's a lot of things to be grateful in life, right? All right, so let's take a look at the Bulls and Bears report here today on the NHL. Now looking at the A-type teams. Look at this. All the teams that are bullish, and NHL right now, it's picture the Klondike, right? We're all say in Yukon looking for gold, and we got one of those things. You're shaking for the golden nuggets and the water, and all there is the A-type teams, right? And these are teams that are expected to be here in the bullish club. I don't see a team that doesn't deserve. So hey, the NHL, like Bill Parcells says all the time, your record says who your record are. You are what your record says. And right now, the A-type teams are absolutely dominant. The Bears teams right now, so teams that, be careful. They're still good teams. So I'm looking for B and A-type teams. Philadelphia, Toronto, St. Louis are B-type teams that are in the Bear Club right now. So those are teams you have to be careful. Wait, now, here's what I would recommend. If you are going to bet any of these three teams that are A, B, and C, don't be going crazy betting 5 units like I showed you on my selections. If I bet Philly, Toronto, and St. Louis, because they are a B and A-type team, you got to give them some respect. You got to give them some respect and maybe give them a 1-unit chance, right? And that's how I'd recommend you would bet that. All right. Hey, Silver. Silver's in the house. Is that Lynn Silver? Or what's up? Yeah, there's Lynn Silver. How you doing, Lynn? So I saw Sniper said, hey, Silver. So I just I figure you'd be in the bullpen. Hey, Sniper, what are you yelling about? Hey, what are you yelling about, Sniper? Sniper there typing all in caps. Come on, Snipe. Hey, we're all friends and family here. Don't be yelling in the bullpen. All right, so that is the topic of the day right there. And the topic of the day is the power of the network. And again, going to treat this like a football practice, and you guys are all part of the team. And I'm just going to preach, hey, like a Ron Raymond rant right here, the power of the network. And this is where collective minds that are thinking alike are sharing knowledge, and hopefully we could come up with some winners. All right, let's go to miscellaneous stats, and let's take a look at the 80% Club. Every time I think of the 80% Club, I always think of that NFL Network where Gronk says he was, I don't know if you guys saw that yet. If you guys looked on Google, look for NFL Network where Rob Gronkowski talks about throwing people out of the club. And I think it was Rich Eisen goes, what do you mean throw out of the club? He goes, I was blocking this dude from the 10-yard line, and I stock blocked him right through the end zone, then I threw him out of the club. That was such awesome. That's such Gronk, right? He threw him out of the club on a stock block. So that was, every time I think of the 80% Club, I always think of that quote from Gronk. So let's see who we're going to throw out of the club here tonight. The bookmaker, right? We're going to throw the bookmaker out of the club. Let's take a look at New Orleans as a home favorite this year. Remember I said, right? You guys probably say, yes, Ron, we know. New Orleans, like the 18-year-old with the daddy's Porsche. You can't trust it, right? Look at that. And exactly. New Orleans as a home favorite this season, 4-8 straight up, 2-10 against the point spread. New Orleans, a nice young team. It's just they don't know how to handle the favorite role yet. So be careful tonight if you are betting on New Orleans. The Phoenix Suns, the last 3 years on the road, and they're in a cycle of 4 wins and 3 losses, 10-2 against the Hey, Roger, what are you doing? Roger, you cannot post a lock and key while I'm giving out the 80% Club. You're looking for trouble when you're doing that, right? I'm giving out potential winners. Hey, anytime someone throws a lock and key in the bullpen, it's almost like we got to ban him for a day, right? Hey, my apologies, he says. That's awesome. All right, Roger, no problem, buddy. Hey, you just can't throw me off when I'm doing the 80% Club by throwing the lock and key. Those are some of the top 80% Club for the Let me see here. Let's go to the new 80% club. And there's Michael Carey. Good stuff, Michael Carey says. How you doing, Mike? And let's take a look at the new 80% club. I got some nice stats for you guys today in the NBA. And I can't believe it's already 11:35. 11:35. Man, time flies when you're having fun, right? The Miami Heat, 18-1 straight up as a home team, coming off 3 ATS losses the last 10 years. Wow. Let's repeat that. The Miami Heat are 18-1 straight up when they're a home team, coming off 3 ATS losses the last 10 years for 94%. That is pretty solid. Pretty solid stuff right there. Denver Nuggets, 11-1 to the over when they're a pick'em to -3 away favorite. And let me see what the line's at right now. The line is Denver, -7.5. So I guess we got late on that one. They must have opened up at 3. Sometimes the lines, we get the lines where they opened up. Now Denver -7.5, so this doesn't qualify. The Lakers, 11-1 straight up as an away team, coming off a 1-game road stand. Yeah, but that's with LeBron and Anthony Davis, so we're really not going to put any emphasis in that. And the Brooklyn Nets. Now the Brooklyn Nets, let me see here. Brooklyn tonight. Now this line is +4. So this line doesn't qualify. I got a nice system on the over on Golden State. I do have a great system on the over in Golden State tonight, and I'm going to show you guys that in just a second. All right, let's go to the NHL. Let's see if we got some good 80% club stats in the NHL. And right now, the Philadelphia Flyers. I can go about 20 minutes on the Flyers goaltending right now. Did you guys see that goal that Brian Elliott allowed last night in the NHL, the overtime against the Islanders? If you're an NHL goalie and you can't, go post to post, then you got to retire. That goal that the Islanders, Bolivier, scored in the overtime was one of the worst goals that I've seen in overtime, and that's goaltending. If the Philadelphia Flyers don't address their goaltending situation, like I was thinking about that this morning. Columbus got 2 great goalies, Korpisalo and Merzlikins, right? Go get one of those goalies. Go get one of those goalies, because if you're a Philly fan and living in Philadelphia, that goaltending situation is going to absolutely drive you nuts. Anyways, I feel bad for the Flyer fan last night. That was a horse crap of a goal that Elliott should have never let in, and I feel bad for the players. I played a lot of beer league hockey in my days. I played military base hockey. I played Division I hockey in the beer leagues, and I played with some ex-NHL junior players. Like I played some really good hockey, and I can tell you just by that's just beer league. Whenever you got a sieve in nets, that's it. You've lost the whole team. Anytime, because then weak shots go in, and then you're skating, you're playing hard, and then your goalie just lets in crappy goals. If you got a sieve in nets, that will demoralize your hockey team. Anyways, a little Ron Raymond rant here on a Ruby Tuesday. Florida Panthers. If you guys watched that Florida Panther game against Tampa Bay the other night on Sunday, that was one of the best games that I've seen this year. One thing with Hedman, I didn't realize how big Hedman is. Hedman is such a beast. Man, he's Victor Hedman. What a great defenseman. I wish he was in Ottawa. But why would he come waste his time here, right? The Panthers are 17-2 as an away favorite, coming off a 1-game road stand since '96. Panthers look good. Wow. The Florida Panthers, 17-2 as an away favorite, coming off a 1-game road stand, and that's 89%. And Chicago Blackhawks tonight, 8-1. There's our Chicago guys, 8-1 straight up as a home team, coming off a 3-goal loss the last 3 years. So a nice little tidbit on the Chicago Blackhawks. All right, I'm leaning towards Portland. Ed Drake says, so true, Ron. Yeah, Eddie's a hockey guy. He knows what I'm talking about. And I'm heavy on the Sixers, says Lynn Silvers. Okay, real quickly, let's take a look at the day's rest. The teams that are the best teams on day's rest in the National Basketball Association. We're going to do it against the point spread. So the team on 1 day's rest that have the best record right now, Utah Jazz, 17-9 on 1 day's rest. The best team on 2 days rest, we got 2 of them with the Spurs and the Pistons. Believe it or not, Detroit Piston on 2 days rest, 5-3 against the number, and 5-1 for the Spurs. Teams playing on back-to-back games, the Phoenix Suns 8-0 against the point spread, and teams playing on 3 games in 4 nights, the Washington Wizards. But that's because, remember, sometime in January, they had like a COVID for like 14 days. So they're playing a lot of games in a short amount of period. So that's why their record's there. But the Portland Trailblazers, 7-2 on 3 games and 4 nights. And if we look at the NHL and the National Hockey League, teams on 1 day's rest, Colorado. You know what? Because I'm an Eastern time zone guy, I watch a lot of Eastern teams like, the Florida, Tampa Bay. I'm going to watch the Colorado Avalanche. I haven't seen a lot of Avs games this year. I'm going to focus. I just, I know McKinnon, if he's in the lineup, they're a different team. I just don't know if Colorado is that team in the Western Conference. I just really don't know. I'm going to have to watch them. Vegas, to me, I think is the team in the Western Conference. But, you can't be going to Staples Center and laying an egg against the LA Kings like that they did on Sunday. Minnesota Wild, 16-9 on 1 day's rest. The best team in the NHL on 2 days rest. The best 2 teams, Carolina. Carolina, I got a futures ticket on them to win the Stanley Cup. And the St. Louis Blues on 2 days rest, 4-0 this season. On back-to-back games this year, teams that are the best teams on back-to-back games with the most wins. Toronto Maple Leafs, 4-2. And the Vegas Golden Knights, 3-0. And teams that are played 3 games in 4 nights, the best team, the Edmonton Oilers. All right, those are your back-to-back situations. I call this the biorhythm cycle stats. Teams, when you look at body clock to see how teams are doing with their body clocks. And so those are things I watch. All right, let's go to the NBA. Let's take a look at the NBA games here tonight. And let's see what everybody is saying here in the bullpen. All right, so true. Reverse line trend on Suns, says Roger. Exactly why did the Suns become faves? The Phoenix Suns. All right, let me go to the tip sheet here. I thought I'd bring out the rain report today, guys. Sometimes I'm going to switch it up with the tip sheet, but I want to show, is Plays and Parlays in the house here today? Where's my guy, Plays and Parlays? Is he here today? I want to show Plays and Parlays something right here. I think he's in the house. I thought I saw Plays and Parlays. There he is. There's my guy. All right, so what I did here, guys, and this is all based on Plays and Parlays recommendation. So I look at cycles, right? And you see down here, A-type team that is bullish. So a team that is bullish is a team that is either 5-2, 6-1, or 7-0 the last 7 days. And Plays and Parlay says it would be a good idea. I think it was you, Plays and Parlay. I'm pretty sure it was you that said this, or Plant-Based. I can't remember. One of you two. It'd be nice if we can see how many days a team has been bullish. So there you go. This is we did that for you. We'll call this the Plays and Parlays line right here. And what you want to do, so the Denver Nuggets, they've been bullish for 21 days. Now, when I was looking at the handicapping this morning, I said, wow, this it tickled my dopamines here, right? This is such a great tool to have, because now when I look at a team like Denver and they're bullish and they've been bullish for 21 days, there's a big difference when a team is bullish for like 3 days and 21 days. Because, hey, on 21 team, a team that's bullish, and my theory of a sports handicapping, right? Nothing will last. Nothing goes up forever. Nothing goes down forever. You're always looking for the happy medium, right? Like Seinfeld used to say, even Steven. Hey, we're looking for even Steven. So the Denver Nuggets are 21-day bull run right now. And to me, if you look at the industry, the sports betting industry, through the eyes of a stock broker or stock market analogy type thing, that's a great tool to have. Now look at this. Now here's the complete opposite. Here's the complete opposite. The Orlando Magic on a 20-day bear run. So they've been bearish for 20 days, and that means they've been either 2-5, 1-6, or 0-7 in their last 7 games, and that's why I declare them bearish, or any team of that matter, to be in that cycle. And I think this is such a great tool to have. So you know what? Because it's still new, I'm still going to analyze it, but I just wanted to show you guys that today. And kudos to our handicapping team for bringing that in there. All right, so Denver going in tonight facing the Magic. 7.5 point is the line, unless that line has changed. I'll have to check my odds. We got the Denver Nuggets winning tonight, 108-101. So they got them winning by 7. So we almost on the hook there. And 210 is the over/under. 8-2 straight up in the last 10 games. The Denver Nuggets 7-3 against the point spread. Our value index tonight on the Denver Nuggets is minus 5.19. So we're overvalued here on the Denver Nuggets. 89% chance of covering. Here, where did I see that? 58%. Sorry, 58% chance of covering. But their chances of winning the game straight up is 73%. And the COGO, stand for chance of game going over the total, is at 49%. Now, when Denver goes to Orlando, hey, I don't know what I was trying to say there. Orlando, I don't know. Anybody know a girl named Orlando? But Orlando, Denver is 7-3 straight up, 7-2-1 against the point spread in Orlando, and in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, 2-8 straight up. So Orlando has not done well against the Denver Nuggets, and Denver's playing. You can see they're playing some really good bullish team here. 21 days, and when they play a C-type team, a team below 500, 6-4 straight up, 6-4 against the point spread. And did you just assume it's gender? I wouldn't do that. No. Orlando, eh? Orlando, who knows? Eh? Who knows what? Mickey. We'll call it Mickey. Eh? Mickey Magic. Mickey Magic in Orlando. And, so looking at tonight's game, if you're going to play this game here tonight, it's tough to go against Denver these days, right? And you know my rule. I don't bet on C-type teams. I wouldn't touch the Orlando game tonight. And, maybe the total. Maybe the total is where you want to go. But I do have a good system on the next game here for you guys. Let's go to game number 2. Now, Washington taking on the New York Knicks. Now, I got a great system. So you guys recalled the other day I did the show. Let's go to the podcast show here. And if you recalled on Sunday, I told you guys about this system involving was Toronto and Cleveland. And the system goes like this. Any NBA favorites coming off a 1 to 3 point loss, the over is 31-16 to the over. Now, New York is a favorite of -2. All right, unless the line has changed. I'll have to double check, but I don't think the line has changed. And they're coming off a 1 point loss to the Sixers on Sunday. So this falls into our system here, guys. The over is 31-16. So 31-16, probably 32-16 now since the Raptors won. So I got a nice system on the over here tonight, guys. And what's the COGO? Oh, the COGO's at 68%. So the chance of this game going over the total is pretty high. I got 232 as the forecast. And looking at the last couple of games here, 5-4-1 to the over, 5-5. But I do like the over tonight between Washington and the New York Knicks. And I think from a injury standpoint, let's take a look at the injury report here on this game. And I think we got a full lineup here tonight for both, Derrick Rose, game time decision. Davis Bertans is out. So, you know what? We could have a chance here to get the over. And I know the New York Knicks have been a great under team this year. In fact, look at their under record, 15-27-1. But look at Washington, 25-16. Funny how the law of average will creep up in a handicapping show, right? And Washington, they have a good time at the Madison Square Gardens. They're 9-1 straight up, 8-2 against the number, and 6-4 to the over. But I'm going to take a one-unit play on the over tonight between the New York Knicks and the Washington Wizards. All right, and what's the 10-day bearish? Hey, plays and parlays. Here we go. We got a C bearish team and a C neutral team. And 10-day, they've been in the Bear Club, and they've been 8 days in the Bear Club. So, again, let's keep an eye on the number of days teams have been neutral, bullish, and bearish. All right, let's go to game number 3. Now, guys, I've made a promise to myself to keep these shows under an hour. So when I handicap these games, if we fall at the top of the hour and I don't have time to do the NHL, unfortunately, I won't be able to do it. But I'll try to do a quick scan. But I want to keep on schedule of a show. I don't want these shows to be like an hour and a half. It's just from a business point of view, I think people tune out after an hour anyways. All right, Lakers and the New Orleans Pelicans. Again, I talked about the Pelicans. They don't do well in the favorite role, but now here's the thing that could throw us off tonight. No Anthony Davis, no LeBron James. So when you look at the Lakers lineup tonight, you're looking at Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, Matthews, Kuzma, and Morris. Now, where's the leadership going to come on the floor, right? Being a football coach and played sports all my life, who's going to be the captain tonight for the Lakers? Where is that leadership going to come? Kuzma, I don't think he's there yet. Markieff Morris, as long as he keeps his temper in check, But Markieff, man, what a great 3-point throw. Schroeder's like the, like the Marchand of basketball, right? Isn't Schroeder like the Marchand of basketball? Everybody just wants to, him and Lowry, two guys, two pests, Lowry and Schroeder. All right, let's take a look at some of the. So Brian Gray says Knicks 80% against the spread. 80% club. What are you talking about, Brian? I'm not sure I know what you mean there. Wow, Knicks over parlay. So take the Knicks and over. You know what? Real deal. See, I don't recommend you either take the Knicks or you take the over. I don't recommend you do a 2-team parlay on the same side. To me, it's tough enough to win one. I wouldn't parlay both those the totals on the side of the same game. If you do, I wrote this in my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secrets. If you do play the side and the total of the same game, my rule of thumb is this: if you like the favorite, you take the over. If you like the underdog, you take the under. That's my rule of thumb. I don't recommend it, but that's my rule of thumb in that respect. I seen the Knicks spank the Knicks spank the Celtics at home on Sunday. I can't seem to think that would bet the Wizards, given that they're home. Knicks and over. Lakers a B-type team without star players. Yeah, B-type team. If they were an A-type team, so okay, that's a great point, Brian Grace. So Brian says the Lakers are a B-type team without the star players. Now, let's talk about that. Remember last week when Embiid and Simmons were out for Philly? Philly's an A-type team, and they had their the bench players in, and they put a spanking on them, right? But that's an A-type team. You expect that from A-type teams. Next man up mentality. I don't know if I would have the same mindset with the B-type team like the Lakers without having some type of true veteran leadership on the floor tonight. But you're playing against a Pelicans team that a young team, they can run and gun. If Ingram gets hot, who knows, right? But I just, let me see here, looking at the Pelicans lineup. Okay, so Lonzo Ball's a game-time decision. Bledsoe, Ingram, Williamson, Adams. So Adams, there's that leadership right there. It's just, do we trust the Pelicans as a favorite? I told you guys, right? Top of the show. The Pelicans, when you give them the role as a favorite, they don't do well in that role. They're 5-8 straight up as a favorite. Now, think about that. They're 5-8 straight up as a home favorite, and they're averaging 115 and 114 points again. That should be the opposite. They should be 8-5, not 5-8. So be careful. Even though the Lakers could be playing like the B team here tonight, I think you got to be very careful on that. All right. Would you recommend doing something like that for $5 to $10? You talk now, Roger. Are you talking about betting the side and total? No. To me, just bet the total, or bet the side. I wouldn't do both. To me, betting the side and the total in any sport, it's again, it's so tough to win one. And when you start playing with fire like that, then I think you're asking for trouble, right? And this is, going back to the theme of the day, the power of the network. And guys, chime in. If anybody's a professional bettor or a handicapper out there, and you see this, chime in to let you know the power of the power of the network here. This is where when we get people talking about money management, it's always good to get different opinions because a lot of people will tell you parlays aren't good. They're suckers bet. Yeah, to me, I don't share that sentiment. I think parlays are fine as long as you keep them in perspective and you don't do it every day. You buy lottery tickets. Parlays to me are lottery tickets. You're looking for that big cash, that big payout, right? That's what parlays are to me. You want that big payout, and it's like buying a lottery ticket. The odds of hitting a big parlay are almost the same as winning a lottery ticket, right? There's Chris Sharble. How you doing, Chris? Hit a 4-game parlay last night. Nice. Good job, Glenn. Was it NHL or NBA? I bet you it was NHL. I bet you it was NHL. Zion's going to take advantage of this one, says Glass Tees. Okay, you know what? Thank you for the education tip. No problem, buddy. All right, so let's take a look at this game here. So I'm not going to touch this game. Phoenix against Miami. And looking at the Suns against the Miami Heat. This is going to be a good game. But, wow, look at the low-scoring computer pick here. Phoenix -1.5 and 215.5. But look at this. 90.79, 89.5. And I generated the stats before coming on the show. So this is wow. This is this is something here. 180 is the total, and it could have a playoff feel to it tonight, right? Phoenix Suns playing some really good basketball of late. In fact, how come that's not showing up here? Why am I seeing a tie? Shouldn't be 7-2-1. Should be what, 8-2 in their last 10? 7-2-1 against the point spread. But if you look at the last 10 games, I wonder why this is showing up like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7-3 straight up in their last 10. That's what it should be at. 7-3 is right here. I should have looked at that. And looking at the bullish, they're neutral. So you got an A neutral team tonight in the Phoenix Suns. They're coming off a 111-94 win over a Lakers that didn't have LeBron James. They're up against another B neutral team. So you got an A neutral against a B neutral. Now they're both been neutral for only a couple days. So that's good to see right there. And looking at Phoenix when they travel to Miami, 2-8 straight up, 3-7 against the numbers. So they don't have a lot of success in Miami. Was it the Airlines Arena, American Airlines Arena in Miami? And in the last 10 head-to-head matchups, 7-3 straight up, 7-3 against the number. But look at this score, 90-89. And look at the top. This is a tough game. I don't think I'm going to touch this game. I think this game can go either way tonight. And taking a look at some of the stats on this game here tonight. Now, when I look at the Raymond report, I'm always looking at the league system. You know, team stats are nice, like team trends, but I always look for systems to see if there's a system that backs it up. 77%. Oh, look at this. The percentage play on the the Miami Heat tonight, 77%. And wow. So, yeah, I don't think I'm going to touch this game, but yeah, it's a pass for me. And anytime you got to debate and make a case for a play, then when in doubt, get out, right? All right, Golden State, Philadelphia. I got a great system here, guys, on the over tonight. In fact, let me go to the system report here on the NBA game tonight. And let's go to Golden State against Philadelphia. And now Philly, looking at the lineup here for the Philadelphia 76ers, Simmons in, Kormaz, Green, Harris, Bradley. So no Seth Curry, no Joel Embiid. Wiseman, Curry's out for Seth. So you got the two Curry brothers who are going to be sidelined tonight. That's unfortunate for their family. I'm sure Dell would love to see Seth go up against Steph. But, hey, hopefully they get back on the floor soon. And looking at the line here, -4. Let's take a look at the line moves here on this game. I know you guys can't see this when I do the pop-up button here. But line to open up at 3.5, and it's now down to 4 for Philly. But I do have a great system on the over here tonight, guys. Look at this. This is a pretty good system on the over. It's 14-2 the last 5 years. NBA home dogs after a non-division game, so the last game they played was against Memphis, and they on 2 days rest, and they're coming off 3 unders, 14-2 to the over. So a couple of nice systems to the over. So think about that. You got an NBA home underdog last 5 years after a non-division game, coming on 2 days rest, so they're rested, and they're coming off 3 unders. So the percentage play favors the over at 14-2. We have the total landing on 221, so we do like it to come over. The Kogo's in our favor at 66%. Be neutral on 6 days rest. And look at the Philadelphia 76ers. 22 days in the Bull Club, just like Denver, right? So, hot teams right now. You look at some hot teams. I know Joker's getting a lot of run right now for the MVP. So this is going to be interesting to go see down the road here to see what's going to happen. I like the over here tonight. I think the over is percentage play. It's too bad, we won't get the Curry brothers in here. But I got 221 as the total. And the last game of the night, Brooklyn taking on the Portland Trailblazers. And looking at the line here, you got -3 for Portland. 233 is the total. And we got a 111-109 win for Portland. 221-58 is the number, so we do have it going under the total. I don't have a system on this one. Portland 7-3 straight up. Brooklyn 8-2. Now keep in mind, Harden is a game time decision. It's gonna be a big difference. Now I seen this line bungee around here. I thought I saw. this line higher. For some reason, I thought I saw it way higher. So I'm seeing +3. Let me take a quick look with Bookmaker to see where they got this line at tonight. And look until I wait for that. Let's take a look at that. So if you are new to the Rain Report, I always look for this. I look for value, the percentage play, and then I look for cycles, right? So when I look at Brooklyn, I see -4.9 is my number, but we're not getting, with the Irving's out, Harden, we'll see, the KD's is not playing. So let me see here. Brooklyn, yeah, -3.5, +3.5. You know what? I don't know if I really want to touch. Look at this. 33 days they've been bullish. 33 days have been bullish. A-type team. You know what? This reminds me a bit of Philadelphia, right? They don't have all their guns, but they're still a great team. 33 days bullish. Bullish means they're 5-2, 6-1, or 7-0 in their last 7 games. They're 6-1 in their last 7, averaging 117 to 110. That's the average score in their last 7 games. And when they go to Portland, they're only 3-7 straight up, but 7-3 against the point spread. And Portland is 8-2 versus Brooklyn. So I'm not going to touch this game. I don't think I'm going to touch this game. I just see too many conflicting numbers, but I'm not going to touch this game here tonight. All right. Brian says that Blazers have a 15% home fave on ±4.5. Okay, that's a great stat. Feels like the Sixers letdown spot. Seth is out. Why shouldn't I take the Sixers? Why shouldn't you take the Sixers tonight? You know what? Let me see here. Let's go back to that Sixers. -4. I got 112 to 108. I got exactly leaning on 4. What's the percentage play at? 21% chance of covering. That's why. The percentage play is not in your favor. You do have the straight up. If you're going to play them, if I don't know what the money line is on Philly. Philadelphia money line tonight is -168. You know what? If you're going to play this game tonight, wait till tip-off. See if the line goes down, and maybe the money line is where you want to lean. Anytime I deal with a line that's -4, 3.5, 3, then, again, you've seen the NBA games. You can't handicap the last minute of a game. It's percentage play. And this is why I like to bet money line. All right, sticking with my hour rule, I won't be able to do the NHL today, but I will give you this. The NHL, I do have a system play today, guys. A system play on the Philadelphia Flyers. The system play is live tonight on the Flyers, and I'll give you a quick computer pick here on tonight's NHL. Philadelphia coming off a loss in their last game. So the system is this. NHL teams coming off a 1-goal loss that are favorites, 67-28 on the year. The Flyers are live tonight, but I wouldn't, they're not going to be a 5-unit play for me tonight. I'm only going to play 1 unit on the Flyers, and that's only because of the system play is live tonight. Chicago, Florida, this is going to be a great game. This is going to be a good game. The computer has Florida winning 4-2. Nashville, Detroit. If UC Saros goes in nets tonight for the Predators, I'll probably lean on the Preds. Tampa Bay, Dallas. Tampa Bay is just probably the best team in the NHL as far as I'm concerned. I like Tampa Bay here tonight. And Colorado against Arizona. Colorado, I'm going to watch this team. I got to dedicate myself watching. I like to watch at least 3 games back-to-back of the same team that I'm going to scout to see if they're for a futures ticket, to see if they're real. But that's my lean here today. All right, guys, that's the show today. Again, I'm trying to keep these shows under an hour. Man, I can go 3 hours here, I think, no problem. But if you, the power of the network, right? The topic of the day is the power of the network. And before I go, I recommend you guys check out hockeypicks.com. Go to hockeypicks.com, sign up, make 1 play a day, or actually you make every play. But the thing you want to use hockeypicks.com, use this as a networking tool. So let's say you go in, you make your selections, all right? Let's say you go in, you make your picks, and then you follow the best hockey pickers. And the way you follow the best pickers is click on top scorer, top pickers, and follow these guys. Now, if you look at the guys that I follow, all right, and what I do is once I make my selection, so I haven't made my picks yet today, I will compare my picks with these guys. These guys are all solid handicappers. Like, I only follow either family or the top scorers, right? Or guys I respect. And if I see I'm on, like, say I'm following 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 guys right now. I'm only following 6 people right now at Hockey Picks, and let's say the Philly New Jersey game. If I see 5 or 4 or 5 of the guys are on Philly, then it sways me to take Philly. But let's say if I like New Jersey, but I see everybody else on Flyers, then these guys that I follow, they're proven. And the thing is that I love about this is that these guys have a proven track record, and in order to get a score, you got to have over 100 picks in the system. So this way, not anybody can just show up and get a respectable score. You got to prove yourself, and I think if you follow the best hockey handicappers, that's how you will, you'll get better. If you follow the best hockey handicappers, and that's why I can't wait for baseball season to start, because we're going to do the same thing at bullpenpicks.com. If you love baseball and you're going to play baseball this year, get on bullpenpicks.com, sign up, because starting next Thursday, we wipe the slate clean of preseason, and we start from scratch, and this is where you can follow the power of the network of the top hockey handicappers, baseball handicappers, and all it really does, it confirms your beliefs on what you thought was a solid pick, or it could talk you out of a game because you have so much respect for the guys you're following that maybe it helps you out. All right, so that's it for a Ruby Tuesday. 12:05, not bad. It's not an hour and a half, so I'm trying to keep these shows short. But again, folks, if you're interested in the membership at atsstats.com, go to ATS Stats. It's only $99 for the year. You get a membership, 27 cents a day. You get the Raymond Report. Or if you want my top plays, my best bets, it's $99 for the year. My premium picks, I'm probably one of the cheapest in the industry. And, it's $99 for the year, 27 cents a day. And you get my top plays. And you can see how I rate my plays, 5 units, 3 units, or 1 unit. Or they could be a 2 and a 4, right? Depending how I feel. And hopefully that could help you out. All right, people in the bullpen, hopefully you guys had a good time here today on the Rain Report. The power of the network was the topic of the day. And if you ever have a question, you want to get in touch with me, just go to atsstats.com, hit the Contact Us button at the bottom right here, and then you'll get a pop-up menu that shows up. And then what you do is you can just contact me here. And, so there you go. For a Ruby Tuesday, still Tuesday. Tomorrow's Hump Day Wednesday. I'm Ron Raymond. This was the Raymond Report. As always, shop for value. Play those percentages. We'll see you back on Wednesday with another Raymond Report.